I had a whole script written for this video topic, and I just deleted it because I was going to tell a specific story where someone did this to me, but it's like I've been on both sides, and I just don't feel like it's fair to them. So there's something that I feel is a common error we make as humans, and I will simplify it like this before I get into the details. You need to differentiate between this person saved my life or is listening to me versus this person is romantically interested in me. When you're somebody who is going through a lot of personal struggle, and if someone is willing to lend a shoulder to cry on or to listen to your problems, whether it be once or consistently, sometimes we flood our brain with this thought process where we think this is identical to catching romantic feelings. It's so bad sometimes where people start creating false memories. People will want something to be true so badly, their brain will sort of autofill a narrative. I've seen this before in ways that aren't just romantic, obviously, but I don't feel like when someone does this, it's never something calculated. You know, I feel like it's pure subconscious. People will reread text messages in a romantic tone, even though there wasn't one. Sometimes people will reread messages and twist it completely to instill the false memory because they want whatever they want to be this badly true to happen. People will do this vocally too. Like, bro, did you even listen to what I said? Or are you too busy like autofilling a narrative that you'd rather want to be true? This is sort of digressing from the main point, which is that just because someone gives you compassion and care, it doesn't mean, or kindness per se, it doesn't mean I have a crush on you. It doesn't mean we're friends. It doesn't mean I'm interested in taking things to the next level. Someone gives you attention is not identical to romance. When someone does that, because it happened to me several times. When someone thinks our bond is closer than what it is, I assume, one, you're doing this to validate something you recently lost. So if you just got broken up with or you lost a very important friend, you want to validate your worth since someone just left you so badly, you start putting false memories and narratives in. Two, I think is either that or you think someone is giving you compassion, care, and empathy while you're essentially going through a rough period. You start thinking that they got to jump on the sinking ship with you. Look, you're drowning, not me. And people don't want to drown alone. You think I'm going to stop you from drowning and keep you safe. Like, yo, I'm not your savior, but you think I am, because a savior is more than just a friend. It's everything. So that's why you think there's more going on. And here we go with these false memories and narratives. Oh, I remember when you said this. I did say that, but you read that wrong. You interpreted it in a way you wanted to believe it was interpreted. This is like, you know, when people say, I love you to somebody, right? I'll be like, hey, listen, how about this, right? Check this. This is a good example, an exercise we'll do together. Look, whoever's watching this video, I love you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for giving me the time of day to watch or listen to this video. I love you, right? What am I doing right now by doing that? I'm giving you care. I'm giving you positive social emotions. I'm being affectionate towards you, right? But what if I texted that to you? What if I sent you a text message where I said, I love you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for giving me your time of day. I love you. Now it feels a little bit different, right? You can read that message, or, you know, if you're someone who's drowning right now, metaphorically speaking, or feeling invalidated about yourself, to where almost like you could almost believe I'm trying to push a soft romantic gesture towards you. You could take it. It's all about how you interpret it. And when people are drowning, they interpret things in ways that work as a defense mechanism. Oh, I'm lonely right now. Oh, someone hurt me recently. Oh, I'm heartbroken. Wow, they sent me that message. They must like me. They probably have a crush on me. Maybe we could, I don't know, maybe there's more to this. Like, wow, maybe we could be something like serious, or I don't know. Maybe the I love you example is not the best example, because I love you can be interchangeable between romantic and positive social affirmation or just general affection, right? But you get the point. Someone can talk to you in a very soft and gentle, affectionate way, and people will take it in a way that they want to take it. The problem is, when we're in our most vulnerable moments, we need to understand that every safe space is not your space. Does this make sense? Every space is not your space. I can give you a safe space to talk about things, right? But this is my space. It's not your space to run narratives in. People will do this the most on the internet. This is why I don't talk on Discord anymore, by the way. I was thinking about deleting my Instagram too. I have no true purpose for it anymore. And I hear stories and see like streamers or content creators. You probably could think of, when I give this example here, like they got caught in this trap where, this is how allegations start, by the way. I have a theory about this too. So a grown man or woman will be contacted by a viewer who happens to be a young kid, right? That young kid, their life is terrible and they're going through a lot. Well, as a kind human being would do, that creator or streamer or whatever will try to help and be supportive, right? Someone just hops in, you've been streaming, you've been making YouTube videos, and a young viewer just say, hey, I need help, my life is in shambles, I'm going through a lot, can you give me some advice on something or whatever, right? Then what happens is they keep talking, keep supporting them, helping this kid who has no support system or resources in real life. And then when people find out about it, people be like, oh, bro, talking to a 14-year-old? Brother! Okay, here we go. Now y'all go ruin their lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, but out of fairness, some people really do end up doing like crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like we've seen situations where it's just like, hey, this viewer, they just needed help. They were going through something. I'm just here to support the viewers. But like, hey, they're going through something with no support system. I just want to be there as a support system. They watch the channel and everything. They watch me on streams and everything. But nah, this simple nuisance of the situation. Internet says groomer. Popular vote. You don't even know. Like, and also I feel like this is another thing too. I feel like especially a young kid with no support system, getting support from someone they look up to, they'll take it as that savior complex I mentioned earlier. Remember, I spoke about that earlier. People feel like this is not just a friend. This is a stable man or woman in their life. A savior is more than just a friend. And then when people are so screwed up, they'll slap narratives on stuff. Maybe, I think me saying screwed up is very insensitive. When people are going through a lot and people have a lot of defense mechanisms because they want things to be true, they'll slap narratives and false memories on stuff. I think that's a better way to say that. And especially someone who isn't experienced, like a young kid. Does this make sense? This is why I don't talk to anyone anymore as a creator, because I've seen stuff like this. Anybody, male, female, any age. I'm not talking to anyone on a personal level anymore. Bro, look, not talking about anyone specific here when I say this, but bro, look, I listened to you a handful of times because you're going through stuff. Bro, we not going to e-date. Bruh, it's not deeper than what it is, okay? I'm saying this as Andre, not Aku. People who I've met in person or online, bro, you dumped this sob story on me. Okay, I'll listen to you. I'll give you as much care and compassion as I can because you're going through something. You need a shoulder to lean on. You need someone to vent to. You need someone who is willing to listen and give feedback. I got you. But all right, so we're suddenly friends? After you literally dumped your problems on me every single time? So you think we're friends now, right? What do you think this is? Like no give and take, just you take. Hey, here's my problems. Thanks for listening. We're friends now? That's a very strange dynamic and narrative that you've built, that we're friends. You get what I'm saying? And look, here, after I show care about your situation and I'm listening to you, and it shows that I'm caring, listening to you, that I'm giving you attention. And affection doesn't have to be romantic. We talked about it earlier in the video. Affection means being endearing, being gentle, and showing sentiment as human beings can do and should do to others in need, right? You should be gentle with people in need. You should show sentimental feelings towards people in need, right? You need to show people that compassion. But since you lack getting affection in life, you think it's love. Romantic love, that is, of course, right? Not the love I was talking about earlier, which maybe my bad example. You think it's a crush. And don't get it twisted. There's levels to affection. Someone can make it clear as day they're romantically into you. But a lot of other times, it's just someone being sentimental, warm, or gentle with you. And if you choose to take that romantically, let's say you have no control. Let's say you are that one who hasn't received much affection in their life, right? So you naturally will take it where someone's being gentle or warm or sentimental with you, you'll take it romantically, right? Look, my advice or suggestion is that I wouldn't act before proper timing. Wow, they said something really nice to me. Is this a sign that they're into me? Maybe they like me. Okay, but I shouldn't. I'm not gonna act on it, because if I decide to be sentimental back, and it's clear as day flirting, like they're being gentle and caring, yet I respond in a flirtatious manner, I'm gonna look weird and embarrassed, especially if they take it weird. You know what I'm saying? Because they weren't flirting with me. They were just being nice and soft. What if I decide to tell her or him, for some people, if I decide to tell her or him I love her, or something intense, I'm gonna look crazy if this backfires and I get rejected. That's gonna hurt me. That's gonna break my heart. If I decide to romanticize each other being together, now I'm putting narratives in my head that I'm gonna somehow make it work. And now this is like my next mission or priority, and probably it's gonna infatuate and make me attached to them more than I should. You see what I'm saying? You don't need to jump the gun. Recognize something, differentiate. How many different ways can this be interpreted? What's the current tone of this conversation? Is this random? Did this seem out of place? Am I only taking this in a romantic-like way because I want romance? I desire romance? I haven't been hugged enough as a kid, or I haven't been given much affection in my life from anybody besides my mama. Like, these are honest questions, you know? Again, I'm speaking from a place of being on both ends. Like, I've done this to people too, where like I've taken things out of context because like I was going through something, right? But I've had this happen to me a lot too, you know? So anyway, this episode is found on Spotify and YouTube. What do you guys think? I'm out.